We're going to get into the music. The first song we're going to hear from you guys, another personal favorite of mine from yours, is Pub Crawler's Anthem. How did this song come to fruition?
This was actually the first song that we ever had as a band. I'd written the guitar part and the lyrics, and I brought it into these guys to see what they thought, and apparently they liked it because we're still playing it.
All right. So I guess we're going to hop right into it. This is Pub Crawler's Anthem live in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local on DNP 102.3 by Last Day's Pay.
Oh, when the sun goes down on this wasted town and the dreams of the young men die, if you feel beat down every time you turn around, then you're no different than I. It's hard to man up with an empty cup and a guitar on the side of the street. Boil up more noodles and boil your brains in the upstairs summer heat. And every day that passes you survive, and sooner or later this town will have to kiss your ass goodbye. You're not alone. We're there, we're here and everywhere, going through the struggle and not knowing what to do. We've been down and out and black and blue, but in the end we're always gonna make it through. If you wanna be tough and you wanna be free and you want to feel alive, first you gotta learn how to take the hits and never say die.
Say die!
'Cause the time for sitting on your ass is long since passed away. Our trials may be different, but the suffering's the same. And every day that passes you survive, and sooner or later this time will have to kiss your ass goodbye. You're not alone. We're there, we're here and everywhere, going through the struggle and not knowing what to do. We've been down and out and black and blue, but in the end we're always gonna make it through. And every day that passes you survive, and sooner or later this town will have to kiss your ass goodbye. You're not alone. We're there, we're here and everywhere, going through the struggle and not knowing what to do. We've been down and out and black and blue, but in the end we're always gonna make it through. Yeah, in the end we're always gonna make it through.
All right. Thank you.
That was Last Day's Pay live and in the studio here on Saturday Night Live and Local with Pub Crawler's Anthem. Excellent song, guys. How long have you guys been playing acoustic?
This is our second ever performance that other people have heard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing for us. Every now and then we'll bust out the acoustics and mess around, but we want to get out in front of people and do it more because it's fun to do and we feel like our stuff translates well. But
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds great.
It's so much better to transport just a guitar too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more than anything.
oh yes, definitely.
Now, when you guys write your songs, do you write them on acoustic or do you do it on electric?
Depends. I do a lot of writing on acoustic just because it's easy and I don't have to like put in any effort. If I have a cool riff in my head, I can just run over, grab the guitar, and da 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 dun dun da da da, you know. And we got Pub Crawler.
Yeah, there you go, man. Awesome. The next song we have from you guys is called Home. What's this one all about?
This is
About
the
home?
full title is actually "Home Is Where the Heartache Is."
Okay.
And it's about poor relationships.
So the name pretty much puts it all out there.
Yeah. All right.
It's typically one of our angrier songs, so we feel like it actually translated decent to acoustic. So.
Awesome. Let it out, man. Unleash it. This is Home Is Where the Heartache Is by Last Day's Pay live and in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local.
Gotta escape Gotta get away, sick of dealing with the same things every single day. Yelling and fighting, screaming and crying, keep pushing us apart instead of uniting. Running your mouth, feeling 10 feet tall, till I put my fist through the plaster on the wall. Slam another door, stomping on the floor, get into the car, I can't take it anymore. Bloodshot eyes and clenched up fists. Home is where the heartache is. When I'm gone, you won't be missed. Home is where the heartache is. Didn't know better, couldn't see the truth. You don't hurt the ones you love, you hurt the one that you abuse. Putting me down, follow me around, making sure I don't do any of the things you don't approve. Never good enough, yelling in my ear. All my friends and all my things, they start to quickly disappear. Being alone, being with you, I gotta get away and it's long overdue. Bloodshot eyes and clenched up fists. Home is where the heartache is. When I'm gone, you won't be missed. Home is where the heartache is. You've always got the road. Hey, 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 hey. You've always got a song that you can sing along. You've always got a way. Hey, hey, to make tomorrow better than today. Yo!
That is Home is Where the Heartache Is by Last Day's Pay. And again, this is live and in the studio right now on Saturday Night Live and Local. Went to the Facebook page, which again, if anybody wants to ask the band any questions or just has anything that they want to say, feel free to let us know. Our very own Dan Slentz, who is heavily involved with the station and is actually listening remotely right now from Florida.
Hey, groovy. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, Dan. And Dan wanted to say that he tuned in remotely. The band sounds great. Loved Pub Crawler's Anthem, and Acoustic sounds incredible on the air. And he said it reminds him of Ohio U for some reason.
All right.
That's all right.
Party time, yeah.
I'm good with that.
So now, earlier we were talking and on one of the breaks, and anytime somebody tells me not to ask a story, I have to ask a story. Apparently, there's a story behind falling off the stage.
Chris Tuttle, tell
man.
the story. I will never let you forget that, ever.
So I think the beautiful part about this story is that stage is not the word you might want to use. Like, it was about the height of a curb,
Okay.
and there had been some imbibing in certain spirits to certain extents that may or may not have been a solid life decision. Let's call it that. And I was preempting doing a really sweet jump, which apparently I thought was like for about 2 seconds, but I was apparently sitting crouched for about a minute and a half, just waiting for it to come out. And when I jumped, I totally nailed the jump. The landing just did not stick, and I ended up tumbling and falling.
Tell about the power slide, too.
That one was legit. I power slid into a solo, and the power slide was great. Nailed the solo, started to stand up, and twisted my ankle. There's a reason I don't do much moving anymore when we're playing, and it's because of stories like these.
Very good. Well, actually, I think this is, I'm looking outside right now, I think this is probably the most people that we've ever had in the studio for Saturday Night Live and Local.
This might be the most people we've ever played for in our life.
Who's out there, guys?
I've got my cousin Jim and his wife Leanne. My wonderful girlfriend Amy Gibbons is out there as well.
I've got my cousin all the way from Pittsburgh. He came all the way just to hear this.
Awesome. Thanks for making the trek.
And my lovely girlfriend, Megan.
All right. Anybody else out there? Does that cover everybody?
There's some people from
And-
Jay.
Yeah,
Jake's-
my girlfriend Whitney's out there with our kid Jada, and she's 8 years old, still rocking, trying to start them young.
There you go.
I came here alone.
That sounds so much sadder as the last comment.
Joe, you came here with us.
Oh,
You're never alone, buddy.
The struggles of a bass player.
I'm okay with that.
And we're also joined in the studio by Todd Garper. Todd, thank you so much for showing up, man. It's good to see you. Let's get back into another song. We have Breathe Deep coming up. I know this song pretty well. Let's tell the listeners about it.
This is a song about sniffing panties. And
There's really no way to say it without just
as much as that sounds crass and horrible, it's actually a delightful, lovely, romantic song. And it just,
That's what
we
inspired the panty scarf, right?
Yeah, that started the panty scarf, and we are doing a panty drive right now. We're going to make a Breathe Deep video, and we're collecting them. So, ladies,
We need
bring them out to
lots,
shows.
Tons.
We need a lot and tons, and I mean all sizes, big and small.
Just put it this way: we need to fill an entire drum kit.
Well, you guys have a show coming up. Plug that one more time for us. Let the ladies know where they can bring their panties.
They can bring their panties to Sadie Renee's on January 30th, where we'll be playing with L.A. Knights. I almost said Nashville Knights.
Awesome. All right. Well, this is Breathe Deep by Last Day's Pay, live in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local on DNP 102.3.
It's been a long day, it's been a long week, but in my pocket I got something soft and pink, crusty cotton, not forgotten. It wouldn't be as good if they didn't stink. I gotta see you again, again. Get a new pair, yeah. It's the end of the day, and I think you're really great. So would you please just leave your panties tonight? You don't have to put out, but if you're gonna tease, would you please just leave your panties tonight? So I can breathe deep. I'm rolling downtown, I'm breathing in your scent. The red lights and horns I'll soon forget. Off to a better place, a better state of mind. Try to control myself before I get a DUI. I gotta see you again, again. Get a new pair, yeah. It's the end of the day, and I think you're really great. So would you please just leave your panties tonight? You don't have to put out, but if you're gonna tease, would you please just leave your panties tonight? So I can breathe deep. They say I'm crazy, but you still think it's hot. How much I smile when I catch a whiff of your what? Now when I'm walking home, I go commando. I made a monster that never lets my boxer briefs go. I gotta see you again, again. Get a new pair, yeah. It's the end of the day, and I think you're really great. So would you please just leave your panties tonight? You don't have to put out, but if you're gonna tease, would you please just leave your panties tonight? So I can breathe deep. Breathe deep.
That was a fun one. That was the song that inspired the iconic panty scarf. It was Breathe Deep by Last Day's Pay, right here live and in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local. Guys, we got a question on the Facebook. Julia Bump.
Oh, Julie. Hi, Julie. She's watching on Periscope from San Francisco. Or
Julie.
San Jose, I'm sorry, at the moment.
Awesome.
All the way out west.
It's That's quite the audience we're reaching out to. We got Florida, we got California.
Yeah, we
got
do what we
Akron.
can. Yeah, we try. We whore
Awesome.
ourselves out pretty hard, you know. Do what we got to do.
She wants to know which song each of you. What is your favorite song off of Pink Slip?
Oh.
I gotta say, Breathe Deep.
Yeah.
It's so tongue in cheek and it's silly. It's romantic. It's fun. It's like it's just such a feel good song.
Yeah. I mean, it was nothing but smiles the whole time in the studio when you guys were playing it. So.
I think that's my favorite overall. I think the recording, Hit the Floor, I think was amazingly recorded, and we should definitely give a shout out to James.
Yeah, James Couts recorded our first album, and he was a boss. He got a really great sound out of us. He's a good dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you guys can go to lastdayspay.com and you can hear the album, from start to finish yourselves on there. It's also on iTunes and
iTunes, Amazon MP3, Spotify, Bandcamp. We're all over the place.
There you go.
If
So
you look for us on YouTube, you'll find us there.
So whatever you fancy, check out Last Days Pay. You can hear the album there. Joe, what's your favorite song off Pink Slip?
Because it's me and I love listening to my own voice, Battle Scars, definitely. That and Forbidden Fruit I can listen to over and over again. That one just does not get old to me. So.
Right on. Jake? All the way down there?
I don't know. I probably have to go with like Dust Off the Dream. Just the
It's
faster.
Jake's favorite song on the planet
Yeah,
of ours.
that's my.
a good one.
Am I allowed to say? Gonads to the walls because I can't.
I can say balls to the wall. That's
yeah,
fine.
balls to the walls. I like to play that song crazy fast and just like as hard as I possibly can. And yeah, that's just one of my favorite songs in general. So
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I understand that the listeners are actually going to get a sneak peek off the upcoming album.
Yeah, we've played a lot of the newer stuff live electric before, but this is the first shot at acoustic for a lot of these songs. So starting right now is all stuff that'll be off of our next CD, and tentative title's Walkout.
And that's been the talk so far. It's not set in stone, but that was the first song we wrote for it while we were still making the last album, so it's kind of stuck around there. But we're in the early stages still, so we'll see how it goes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So this is your sneak peek at the upcoming album that is yet to be determined as far as the title goes. This is called Three-Way or the Highway?
Yeah.
All right.
I love the reservation in your voice there. It's well warranted.
If you like the last song, you're going to like this one too.
All right. This is Three-Way or the Highway by Last Days Pay, live and in the studio on DNP 102.3 FM.
I know my love can be a hard day's work, and baby, that's not fair to you. I wanna take some weight off of your shoulders and lighten my load just a little bit too, yeah. I'll be there for her and I'll be there for you. You'll be there for each other. It can be what we do. You said I had great taste when I found you. That means you're gonna like her too. I don't want monogamy, whoa, 'cause you and me ain't better than friends. Time to get up on the byway, whoa, 2 ways to go, freeway or the highway. Let me tell you about it. What I've been looking for all my life are girls that like the girls I like, yeah. So lay back and darling, hold on tight, 'cause 1 + 1 + 1 is gonna be alright. What you need, so will shade. monogamy. Whoa, 'cause you and me ain't better than three. It's time to get up on the byway. Whoa, two ways to go, freeway or the highway. I don't want monogamy. Whoa, 'cause you and me ain't better than three. Time to get up on the byway. Whoa, two ways to go, freeway or the highway.
That was Three Way or the Highway, live and in the studio on DNP 102.3 FM by Last Day's Pay. And again, that was off the upcoming album, and that was the first time I think it's ever been performed acoustic. Correct?
Yeah,
For sure.
Awesome.
That was a great song.
Well, thank you guys very much for giving us that sneak peek.
He's got to pick up his guitar before we can move along.
No problem. The next song we have coming up is it's called Sunset. Chris, what's this one about?
I'm going to let Joe take it.
Well,
Okay.
I wrote it. Chris sings it. I mean, it's basically about making those tough decisions in life. You stand at a crossroads and not sure which direction to go. And you know, the uncertainty, what's to come. And that song came out of it.
This
All
was
right.
a cool one because I think you had the lyrics way ahead of time. I came up with the rhythm, and I think deep in your head you were like, all right, we'll hear what he has to play, and I'm going to sing it.
And then Chris sang it, and it was like, well, there goes that idea. And it's a funny thing because it was a very personal song, and it was. I tried to get music for it for a long time and was never happy. He takes it for like 3 hours and just busts this out. So can't fight it when it's good, when it works.
All right. So this is Sunset, live and in the studio on DNP 102.3 FM by Last Day's Pay.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Here I lay in an empty bed, surrounded by 4 blank walls. There's a bottle in my hand, and I'm bracing for a fall.
Now the sun is setting and I don't know who to be. I look down these 2 paths that I am torn between. Should I lay in the shadow or step into the light?
Or run into the night. Hold her back, that's alright. I look into the demon's eyes. Choice remains to face the light. Would have closed mine and try to hide. Motions blend, there's constant choice. A mystery leaves no clues. I scream for help but have no voice. The path is not alone to choose. Now the sun is setting and I don't know who to be.
I look down these 2 paths that I am torn between. Should I lay in the shadow or step into the light?
We'll run into the night. The day may come, but I can't wait. So I still some medicate these feelings that I must sedate. 'Cause I just want it
Now the sun is setting and I don't know who to be. I look down these 2 paths that I am torn between. Should I lay in the shadow or step into the light?
We'll run into the night.
That was Sunset by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio, right here on DMP 102.3 FM.
That was another great song.
Yeah, it was. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
And it's so cool that we're hearing it all acoustic too.
Yeah.
It's a little weird for us. A little weird.
Well, Jake's actually over there playing the bongos for our listeners who weren't quite sure what we have going on as far as percussion goes.
Yeah.
So we got the bongos, we got
Awesome,
an
thank you.
acoustic bass going on in here. We got a beautiful Epiphone over there. And what's the story behind that guitar that you're holding over there, Randy?
This guitar that I'm holding right here, I borrowed from my buddy John, who works at the music shop in Maslin. And I mean, it cuts out every now and again, apparently, but it's been doing the trick
That guitar has seen some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Over
It has.
the years. That,
This
that
has
guitar
been
can tell some stories.
around.
It's got like numerous signatures and messages on it. And looking pretty punk rock.
Hell yeah. I got there's the Release the Kraken, too.
Nice.
I didn't even see this until I was loading it up, so that's awesome, John.
Very cool. Let's see. Coming up next, this is the song. Actually, I'll get to that in a second. I'm actually kind of curious. What's how do you guys go about writing your music? What's your process?
I've been in a lot of bands in my day, and I've never been in one like this where it's pretty open. Somebody
Yeah.
just comes in and tries something. We've had a lot of songs that someone's pitched and haven't worked. We've had some where they've gone on the back burner for months and months, but we just all throw stuff out there. Nobody has an ego about writing. If it sounds good, it sounds good. You know, I'm really happy that we have that together.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think most of the songs have come about one of three ways. Thank you very much. Either somebody will come in with just a completed song, like Randy has frequently come in with full songs, vocals, and we've just added to it. We've had other situations where we have a riff and we all just build off of it, and then oddly enough, we run into this trap where we'll say we're not writing any new songs, and then we'll jam for 5 minutes and have a song just from nowhere.
Speaking of, that's how this next song came to be. Randy just started playing a little guitar riff to warm up before practice, and I had written some lyrics one day, and I'm like, keep playing that, we got it. And 15 minutes later, we had a song.
Yeah.
All right. This is the first song that was written for the new album. It's
Yes.
called Walk Out by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio right now on DNP 102.3 FM.
Your boss.
Yeah, okay. All right, start it, Randy. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ain't your job 'cause you bust a dick. Wanna getting out of bed makes you sick. Selling your soul just to get by. Just wanna spread your wings and fly. Haven't done anything you thought you would. Gotta stop saving for the greater good. Time to get out of this trap. Walk out the door and never look back. Walk out, walk out, walk out. You have nothing to lose. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. This life is yours to choose. Say goodbye to the seeds you've sown. Step into the great unknown. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You'll never be alone. Go! Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Love of your life puts you through hell. Started to affect your mental health. Some days it feels like it's them or you. Heart screams out for something new. Life's too short to waste it all. You either stand up or you take a fall. Pack your bags and hit the road. Know you'll always have a place to go. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You have nothing to lose. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. This life is yours to choose. Say goodbye to the seeds you sown. Step into the great unknown. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You'll never be alone. Go! Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Joe Thompson on lead bass.
Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You have nothing to lose. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. This life is yours to choose. Say goodbye to the seeds you sow. Step into the great unknown. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You'll
you'll never be alone. Go! One, two, three, four. Walk out!
All right, that was Walk Out, live and in the studio.
I had fun with that one. I don't know
I
about
really
anybody
like
else.
that song.
You could hear the fun.
Oh, all right.
Well, I can't wait for the new album. These songs have been killer, guys.
Thank you so much.
I'm
We're
so
pretty
excited.
too.
Like we had some great songs on the first album. I'm super
Yeah,
proud of all of them. But we have, I don't know, I feel like they're downright killers for the second one, man. It's
No
going to be
doubt.
awesome.
Absolutely. Jim, who's sitting outside the studio right now, had a question for Jake. He wants to know if you ever found that man-seeking man thing.
Oh, yeah, always. It's not hard when you look this good.
Men hanging all over him.
All
Thanks,
right.
Jim. That wasn't awkward at all.
Good question.
Keep them coming, folks.
All
We
right,
will.
guys. We have another song coming up by you guys called Ricochet. It's another one off the new album.
Yeah, this song actually, the lyrics were finished about 30 seconds before we pulled into the venue for the first time we played it.
This song, Chris wrote the main guitar riff a while back. He and I played with it, and then we didn't play it again for like a year. And he was getting so mad, like it was just so angry. And we were like, when it happens, it'll happen. We promise. And then one night, it finally clicked.
All
Finally
right.
came together how we liked it. So,
It wasn't even called Ricochet to begin with, wasn't it? It was.
No, it was
that
called
also-
Crown and Gown,
That's, yeah, that was
actually.
also changed like a couple minutes before the song or the show
Yeah.
or something like that too.
yeah.
So.
All right.
All right.
This is Ricochet by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio, Saturday Night Live and Local on DNP 102.3 FM.
Go!
Trivializing every social trend. True to what we are and true until the end. We've each stood the test of time. But when I see your smile, I know that you are mine.
Go! With the guitar on my shoulder and a heart on my sleeve. Heart on my sleeve.
Oh, I'm not made of money, but I got what she needs. Skirt made of leather is a gown for my queen.
Gown for
And
my
a mohawk
queen.
to the ground on her punk rock king. Sugar and spice and half-inch spikes make everything you do twice as nice. Boots from soles up to your knees, you know just how to please. You know just what to do.
Go!
With a guitar on my shoulder and a heart on my sleeve.
Heart on my
Oh,
sleeve.
I'm not made of money, but I got what she needs. Skirt made of leather is a gown for my queen.
Crown for
And
my
the mohawk's the crown on her punk rock king. We're here today, in spite of everything, shot off astray. Somehow we found a way, turn back this way. Another ricochet, one chance, one way. Another ricochet,
One chance, one way. Another ricochet. One chance,
That was Ricochet by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio here on Saturday Night Live and Local. DNP 102.3 FM in the after hours at this point with Last Day's Pay. And again, guys, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Been such a good time. I want to get some thank yous out there. I want to thank our photographer, Vanessa, for being here in the studio with us.
Thank you, Vanessa.
I want to thank our friggin' awesome our engineer over there, Chad Fellbush.
Executive engineer.
Executive engineer. Without him,
Executive engineer.
without him, this show would absolutely be nothing.
Sitting
So
here talking to each other.
yes. So thank you, Chad, so much for that. I want to thank everybody who's outside the studio right now for coming and supporting the band. It's the biggest audience we've had on the show so far. So thank you guys so much. I want to thank the James Short Memorial Foundation for, again, donating these headphones to us because we have ended up using every single pair. And, again, without them, we would not be able to do the show. I want to thank all of our listeners, everybody on Facebook that had a couple questions to ask, and all of our callers as well. And you guys have anybody you want to thank?
Thanks to DNP 102.3 for coming, giving us the call and bringing us on, dude. This was super fun. And
yeah.
thanks to Jim for getting us in touch with Tyler to make it all a reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for everybody who listened on Periscope, checking in Facebook questions. Those friends of ours that did that, making us look like people care. That's pretty sweet. There might only be 5 of them, but they're the best 5 around. The best 5 we will have.
Where is you guys' next gig?
So once again, January 30th, we'll be at Sadie Renee's with LA Knights and probably one other band to be determined. February 20th, we will be at Stone Tavern in Kent with a killer local lineup. It's also Hemingway Hammers, which is one of the best punk bands coming out of Cleveland. Wild band, great guys.
Great band.
Yeah, Murphy's Children out of Canton, good friends of ours, and also Super Awesome Macho out of the Akron area. A bunch of really good dudes there, too. And then February 26th, we will be at Empire in Akron for one of the best young up-and-coming bands, Bobby Bubonic and The Plague, will be releasing their first album. We'll be playing that show with those guys, and great dudes. We're really looking forward to that one. They've earned
Dudes
it.
and chick.
Yeah, and a chick. So that's pretty much everything we have booked right now. But we're working on this album and want to get this done and put it out there for everybody to hear. So stay tuned. Keeping the loop on that one.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, you guys are on pretty much everything. Of course, you can go to lastdayspay.com. Do you guys post your tour dates on the website?
All of our concert dates are generally upkept on lastdayspay.com. If they're not, email us and tell us we're freaking slackers.
Yeah, everything's on there. We keep up on Facebook. Twitter and whatnot is a little much for us. We're old and we forget they exist.
We don't really understand things like Instagram.
Hashtags and whatnot. Yeah.
If you leave messages on bathroom walls, we'll probably see it.
More likely
There you
than
go.
that on Twitter.
If we don't, one of our friends will. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, guys, I can't thank you enough for being here. It's been a great show. Also, want to let the listeners know, be sure to tune in next Saturday. We'll be joined in the studio by the Vaughn Brothers. It's going to be another great show on Saturday Night Live and Local. And I think that wraps up the show for the night. So, again, thank you, everybody in the studio, the band, Chad, Vanessa, everybody outside. It's been a great show. Thank you to the listeners so much for listening and tuning in to Saturday Night Live and Local. We are signing out.
Rock on.